Welcome back to Indian News Business. This is Ansh, and today exclusively we have Shikhar Agarwal. He's the joint managing director for the BLS International firm, that is a government to individual. They're into government to individual business, that is called G2C segment, and we are having him here because BLS International and him personally have been a part of this year's World Economic Forum Summit at Davos. So we're going to be further. We're going to be knowing about him as well as his company and how's the atmosphere there at Davos, and what where does actually India stand when it comes to these sort of global summits and specifically the World Economic Forum this time. Okay, so welcome, Shikhar sir. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing great.
Okay, all right. So since how long are you in Davos, sir?
So actually, I've come here. We are coming to Davos for the third year in a row now, and I've been here since the last
Okay.
2 days because before this, we were in Turkey, our entire team, where we had acquired a company recently, one of the regional visa outsourcing player. So this is our second day in
Right.
Davos this time, and it's been very interesting.
Okay. All right. So you guys have a footprint all around the world with 70 countries?
That's correct. We work with more than 40 client governments now globally, and in more than 70
Okay.
countries. With this acquisition, we also have a now strong foothold in CIS region, Turkey, Russia, and different parts of the world, where we work with multiple client governments now.
Fantastic. Okay. So as you said, you've been at the World Economic Forum. So initially, I wanted to understand that how is it for India to be there, sir, as a nation, as a country? How is it? What's the theme of this year's Economic Forum at Davos? How uh, is the world looking at India? All right, how dominant, let me say that also, that how dominant is our industry, are our industrialists there at Davos,
See,
and how is it
India
different from
is
the I'm sorry, how is it different from the history of the World Economic Forum? How is this year different?
See, definitely every year the presence of India is growing here in Davos. If you see the presentation done by most of the, many states are having their own presence here with their own stalls here, with the Tamil Nadu house or a Maharashtra house or a UP house, with CII having their own presence, in West India having this own presence. So it's really exciting. There's a big Indian delegation coming here to Davos. Every year, the business leaders, the industry representation, intellectuals from India that are coming is really amazing. So, you could say that it is the major presence is of India. So, a lot of IT companies, and from that aspect, BLS International also have been coming to Davos for the last 3 years.
Okay, so how, as you said, that it is growing. Okay, so what has been the theme this year, right? And as I said, how is it different from the rest of the years that it's been happening?
See, this year definitely there's a theme that is focused on more accountability, trust, transparency. If you're looking at the global geopolitical environment where there is still tension in some parts of the world, definitely trust and accountability is one of the big themes this year. And it synergizes well with our company because BLS International is actually based on trust. It is trust that makes us work with more than 40 governments in more than 70 countries now across the world. If you get work with one government, if they trust you, you can get work with other governments also. So I think definitely, we are at a interesting intersection of the global environment where an Indian homegrown player is working across different geographies. So definitely in Davos, it's an interesting forum to have this kind of conversation.
Right. So, particularly talking about this year, and as you said, trust, transparency, accountability, credibility when it goes over the line. Uh, Tell me what excites you or your organization over there. Okay. Tell me what is exciting this year, more exciting.
See, more exciting this year is definitely the topics of discussion. We've seen very good traction about our company now. We have become a $2 billion listed company. We have really grown over the years. We also acquired a company in Turkey, which is called iData, which has presence in around 15 countries with 37 centers. They have been working with the German and the Italian governments in 2006. So definitely there's a lot of excitement about the company. We've had a lot of meetings on the sidelines with our partners, existing partners, with prospective government clients, with business partners, with IT companies. So definitely there has been big growth, focus on AI technology, what we can utilize in the next future going forward.
Right. So this time, if I'm not wrong, Smriti Irani has also talked about some sort of women empowerment. While Hardeep Puri was over there, and he was talking about some sort of petroleum deals happening here and there. Adani did a fantastic MOUs with the Telangana government and all. So tell me, when it comes to specifically the economic forum that is happening at Davos, what is your company's future or your company's vision that it sees as, when it comes to specifically, I am going to be talking overall, but when I talk about the economic forum, I'm specifically, I want you to get into what sort of deals that you've cracked this time, or what sort of hiccups that you've faced, or anything such, if has happened.
See, at Davos, our objective is to meet our client government, prospective partners, sign collaborative agreements, So we definitely have, like every year, we progress. This year, we have signed some agreements with some technology companies. We will be using AI in development of our software. We will be doing some
Mhm.
pilots, presenting it in front of the governments. The deal that we did, a global visa outsourcing company, which is a regional player that we acquired this year, that deal also happened in Turkey, but their team was also in Davos for collaboration. So
Okay.
definitely a lot of deals happen in Davos for us.
Right. So it's been a good year when it comes to evaluation of the summit. What do you think as a
Definitely.
joint MD?
Definitely, this has been a great year, and there's a lot of excitement regarding our industry, specifically in the visa outsourcing. Global travel is improving from a lot of Asian
Mhm.
countries. We have still not reached pre-COVID level from certain countries like Russia. China
Oh,
is improving now on a great extent, but still, our revenues and profitability have grown. So, we have got a lot of new contracts, a lot of new governments in the last 1 year, and a lot of new tenders expected in the future.
right. So when we so back here in India, when we talk about a strong government, or when the diplomacy and the foreign policy of India has been strengthened, wherever that we as journalists go, they always say that the foreign policy has been stronger while the diplomatic relations have been better. So I'm not asking you a political question, but I just want to know that, has it been easier in a last decade of our nation, where you are a very sort of an older company into the same business? So do you think that it's easy to get clients, and the governments are easily trusting Indian businesses?
Definitely, this is a big change over the last few years that we have seen. Indian companies are really considered as trusted partners across the world. As we grow as a company also, and India as a brand name is also growing abroad. So definitely, over the years we have seen, if you see our growth also with the foreign governments in the last few years have been enormous, phenomenal. And all of this is based on trust about Indian companies, their delivery, consistency, transparency. So definitely, all these things are definitely matter.
Right. So performance and value, as you said, when it comes to be evaluated, your company BLS International is also seen as the one which delivers on ground. So I also wanted to ask you that, as per the theme of this year, for the forum, for the summit at Davos, and your company has these values enshrined with them all throughout. So how does it become more easier for you to represent your organization at Davos, that okay, you guys are talking it now, we are already we are doing it since decades? What do you think?
Oh, see, definitely the theme of our company is based on a lot of the factors that are being talked about right now. That is how we grow as a business. So definitely, we are at a unique situation. There are only a handful of companies in this industry globally. We are at a unique system where Indian companies working globally. So in different geopolitical regions across the world, in different geographies with different governments, and a lot of this is based on trust, accountability, transparency. being listed also gives a lot of transparency to the government. So definitely, a lot of, as we have said before, these themes really synergize with us.
Perfect. Okay, so just a last couple of questions from my end. I won't take much of your time, right? But when, as you said, when you are already at a particular road going on with your own organization, which values BLS International, that values trust, performance, and the ethics that are going hand to hand. All right. So I just wanted to ask you that what do you see as a future when it comes to global trust? Okay, and what do you have in your mind when it comes to India as a nation and the global going on?
No, if you see the branding of India globally, the Indian companies, aside from BLS, the IT companies or companies in all sectors doing M&As globally, Indian companies going abroad, delivering services, manufacturing abroad. So definitely, India as a brand name is growing. Trust for India is growing, and we are definitely part of that growth.
Okay, so what do you see as a future coming for BLS International? What are your visions and what are your plans?
Our future, our vision is that to grow sustainably and to grow organically and both inorganically. We have already delivered growth in the last few years. Even this year, the first 2 quarters, the numbers that we've achieved is already 50% more than last year. So definitely, we want to sustain the growth momentum. We want to grow, in a good manner, but we also want to sustain the growth. From that aspect, that is why we are targeting both organic and inorganic growth. We've already done two acquisitions, and this is our third acquisition that we did this month. Phi Data, which is a big company in our
Okay.
field. So definitely our objective is to grow further.
Okay, so last question: any more acquisitions coming your way
As we
in
have
the
said
near
before,
future
we
as well as the far future that you guys would have planned anything?
Yeah, we are always as a company looking how to grow shareholder value, how to grow the company. So we are definitely looking at acquisitions in visa outsourcing space all the time. And also, we are listing our subsidiary, which is BLS e-services, which is in the segment of financial inclusion, banking correspondent, and e-governance services. And that company is also get listed probably within a month's time. So money that will be raised, fresh capital will come into the company, will also be looked at for
Fantastic.
acquisition in that field and new contracts that we are bidding for within India. That company has already 40,000 centers within the country now. So next few years, we really want to
Oh,
expand.
okay. All right. That seems very interesting and very challenging for you as well. All right. All the best for your future acquisitions, for your role, and thank you so much to be at India News Business, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.